Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Munawar Hussain, and you are watching Diplomatic and Current Affairs channel. And today with us, Dr. Mubeen Shah. And Dr. Mubeen Shah is a known personality, known businessman, and known freedom fighter and Kashmiri leader. Thank you very much, Dr. Mubeen Shah, for your time for the show.
Thank
Uh,
you, sir.
Viewers, you know that the Kashmir is an apple of code between India and Pakistan, whether it is Pulwama, Uri, or Three Wars, or Balakot. All these events, they are revolving around the Kashmir issue. And this issue basically left deliberately by the colonial power, Britain, so that two peripheries, two neighboring states may not have a harmony of interest and may not support each other in the area of development. So this colonial design is reaffirmed by the writings such as recently Ajay Bisaria has written a book, The Anger Management. And this such writings do not give the harmony, but rather they instigate the antagonism between the two nations. And unfortunately, the Modi regime has reversed the I.K. Gujral doctrine, which is very important doctrine, and it is based on rationality. And I.K. Gujral envisioned that the neighboring states of India may have stakes in the development of India. But now Modi Saab has adopted a policy of antagonism. As a result, we see that all neighboring states, they are joining Chinese hand and making India isolated. Secondly, we are observing that this region is least connected, though it is the most populous region in the world, and the poverty ratio is very high. So we today with us we have Dr. Mubeen Shah. So we have to take his analysis on this recently written book by the ex-High Commissioner of India in Pakistan, Ajay Bisaria, who was later on expelled from Pakistani government, and it happened for the first time in the history of the relationship. Dr. Mubeen Shah, how do you see this book written by Ajay Bisaria, Anger Management, especially in the context of Kashmir?
I have to tell you very frankly, I have not read the book in totality, but I have read the excerpts in some newspapers, and I saw some programs on Republic TV, and then I saw your analysis the other day about it, and wherein, there are certain things which have been sort of not analyzed, he has given his opinion that he was an ambassador, he wasn't told like this, he has, which I feel personally also that, because I know about, in my context, I can say, because for sure that, when in my context, how the American government, made India agree for my release, it was done in a very systematic manner, and it was done through, for example, there were hearings, congressional hearings, and finally India, withdrew. I was the first person after August 5th, 2019, who was released, and with them withdrawing all the cases, the PSA case, which was done against me at that point of time, without any reason. And so to tell now that, that Pakistan was afraid or something like that, I don't think it is the truth, because whenever an Indian diplomat, or for that matter any Indian analyst, talks about these things, we have to take it with a pinch of salt, and we have to see also the situation, as you promptly yesterday also, in your analysis, that of Pompeo in his book has written a different version.
Yes, exactly.
And it is a different version. And also at the same time, we have to go back into history. And I remember I think it was 2012, I went to New York, and I met the niece of John F. Kennedy, who runs a who runs a RFK. It is a human rights organization. She runs that, and one of my friends, he wanted to give her a book, and then she she was coming to India, and then we told her that you come to Kashmir also, because if you're working on human rights, so you need to see what India is doing in the case of Kashmir. She said, no, 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 no. You see, because India will feel bad about it, and you can understand the Kennedy family is considered the first family in American politics as such. They still have a lot of say in American politics.
Mm.
So I said, then I then intervened, and I told her that it is because of your uncle that our position today is like this. She was taken aback, and she told me, what are you talking about? I said, this was this, that in 1962, when General Ayub Khan was told by John F. Kennedy that we will make it a point that the Kashmir thing will be settled without war. They are going to give a chance to talks, and then Sovereign Singh and Bhutto talks happened, and in now different forms, which I have been telling in all my blogs or in my writings, that this was the case. And and then because of that explanation, she came to Kashmir to see what is the position. She came to Kashmir. She if I remember correctly, she spent almost a week there. And so my point is, yes, I was not a very big political leader. Yes, I was a business leader. There was no doubt about that. But American government put so much pressure that they had to release me, whatever the reason was. The reason mainly was because my family members, a lot of them were in the United States. They put pressure on their senators, and those senators, some of them, put it on in the, they demanded a Senate hearing overall Kashmir, and there my name, if you go to YouTube and see that, I can send you the link, and you can post it on this that the hearings which were. And then there was that hearing of the Lentos Commission, which is also a human right. It is a sort of a subsidiary of the government of the United States. There my name was also mentioned. And then it was, my detailed thing was given, and then the government of India came under pressure, and this is what has happened in this case also. If you see Pompeo's, what you were talking about, and then you see what Trump did, what Trump said, that I saved from the people to go to war. You see, they have all the time intervened. And there is another episode I want to tell your viewers and to Pakistanis in general and Kashmiris to general. They may not know it. A lot of them know it. You see, in 1990, 1989-90, when our movement took the turn towards armed rebellion, armed struggle, at that point of time, I am from a business house, quite a good business house in Kashmir, one of the leading business houses in Kashmir at that point of time. And I had come on a business visit from Srinagar to Madras, Tamil Nadu, the capital. And, because my business was there, I used to go almost every month to that place. And I was returning from there, and in Delhi, we had our own place, and my father stopped me in Delhi, told me that you cannot go to Kashmir for the present. I want you to stay here. So for 1 week, he used to go to a political leader of the who used to be previously a chief minister in Kashmir. He was very close to my father, and he was insisting to him that you bring all your family from Kashmir to Srinagar. And we were at that time a joint family. We were about 35 members, and he used to tell them every day that, no, you take out their tickets, come more. Then tomorrow he would say, no, 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 hold on. And I was at that time vice president of the Kashmir Chamber of Commerce. I had naturally connections with the travel agencies and all that. So I used to do tickets, then cancel them. And in those days, there used to be 1 or 2 flights, to Kashmir. It was very difficult to get so many tickets at one go. So what happened is that for 7 to 10 days, he made us do that, that politician. And after the 10th day, he suddenly tells my father, no, 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 no. Now, there's no danger. No need to bring them back. And we insisted on that politician, that why you told us all these things? It is not easy, Then he said that, Jagmohan has been sent to Kashmir. They were planned to do what you are seeing today in Gaza. They had decided that they will do cluster bombing in the interior city, which is called the downtown, Shahre Khas. So this politician was telling my father that, Shahre Khas of Srinagar. So, and at that time, VP Singh was the prime minister. Then we said to him, now, why you are telling us now? No. He said that, they had naturally discussed it in the cabinet. And you can understand in these countries like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, everything, you have somebody or the other who will report to the United States government or whatever it is. And then the next day, early morning, the American ambassador comes to VP Singh. This is as per that politician. And he was very high. He was an alternate advisor on Kashmir. He is now dead, unfortunately. He is dead. He was an alternate advisor to VP Singh at that time on Kashmir. So he told that, the American ambassador came and told VP Singh that if you do something like that, we cannot stop Pakistan to go into open war. You see, compare today's situation in Gaza, if one Islamic country, Muslim country, will come into the fight, the situation will be completely different, isn't it? So in our case, because Pakistan naturally has is for our supporter all the time, and they are a party to the whole thing. And because of that, VP Singh stopped it. But you see, you have to understand, Jagmohan had already taken action in removing all the Kashmiri Pandits from there. They were sent army vehicles during curfew time, they were sent army vehicles to the Shahre Khas. Majority of the Shahre Khas, the Pandits which were there, they were taken out. And they were told, okay, you will go for 2-3 months, we'll settle this thing. And, in such a manner that you won't have to, you'll then come back. And then this trickled to the villages and all that, and those Kashmiri Pandits migrated. No, yes, there was a small element of people in the, they wanted that they should leave because but the basic thing was of the Indian government that they wanted them to out, so that if they do cluster bombing, who will die? Only Kashmiri Muslims. You see, when you see a Kashmiri Pandit and a Kashmiri Muslim, there is no difference in the face, color, everything. It is not like that when I and an Indian stand together, straight away you will say you are not from the same place. But if a Kashmiri Pandit and I stand, you will not be able to differentiate that, because Kashmiris look alike. They have a lot of similarities, color, everything. And so one was because of that. And whenever they did all those major massacres happened in 1990s, and when they were firing, who was on the other side? Only Kashmiri Muslims, because all those had left, migrated. That was the plan. And that is the reason, to tell you very frankly, I went out of India. My father told me, being a business family, that he said, it is your responsibility. You are one of the brothers. We are 4 brothers. He said, one of you go out, set up a business outside, and then every person will migrate. So my point is this: at that time also, the United States of America intervened in this matter. And okay, for our benefit, we would have done, they would have done massacres to us. But my point is, it gives completely, there is no question that, Pakistan was scared or whatever it is. This is not, I don't believe it, and I cannot. Yes, they can have rattle saber rattling, what was called, on both the sides. That is something different. But I don't think anybody in Pakistan, whether in the Pakistan army or in the civil, when it comes to that, they will, budge, or they will say, okay, hands up, and we will forget about it.
No, but
I don't think so, and I
Dr.
believe
Saab,
so.
you said that VP Singh was deterred because of Pakistan military strength and nuclear bomb, and similarly the Pandits, they could be killed also. So I think Indians, they had always fear regarding
You see,
Pakistan deterrence.
no. I am telling you that the VP Singh was told by the Americans that if you do cluster bombing of the Srinagar city, any portion of it, just like what they are doing in Gaza, so we will not be able to stop Pakistan. Pakistan is not that time. Pakistan 1990 was not today's Pakistan. Pakistan was quite. They were almost at the same level. 1990, India
Pakistan
had
is
not done that.
always, Dr. Pakistan is always Pakistan. I mean, this is our strategic interest. We cannot compromise on it, and this is the reason. This is the reason that, Balki, this is my another question, that the main thesis, which is given by Ajay Basaria, that it was coercive diplomacy that worked and pressurized Pakistan to return back Abhinandan, the Indian wing commander, Air Force wing commander. But the Mike Pompeo, he has written a book. The name of the book is Never Give an Inch, Fighting for the Americans I Love. He has reported in that book that he talked with his counterpart, Shishma Swaraj, the late Shishma Swaraj, and she told him that Pakistan is preparing for nuclear attack on India. So we don't have any other option, but we need to be prepared for our reply. So I mean, it means that it is the deterrence that worked between the two nations, and Pakistan, being a rational state, always tried to avoid the nuclear brinkmanship, which the Modi regime always trying to develop the conflict between the two nations.
Exactly, and the remarks what he has mentioned is, which I saw on the Republic TV also, that something like "Khoon ki nadiyan" or whatever it is, "Qatil ki raat."
Yeah.
Question is this thing that we think that they think that Pakistan will let it go like that. It's not possible. And the question, and it was proved also when they did that air, and then they did a reverse air thing, and even their top generals were targeted, and at that time they let them go. Just to show them that we are there. You can't. So this is, I think, Indians, these gun gentlemen, people, unfortunately, sometimes both sides tell certain things which are not facts. But we know certain facts. My life changed completely. I was a businessman in Kashmir. I had to shift in 1990 outside. My whole life changed because of that, which I was enumerating, because I had to, because of my family pressure, that you set up an international company, and I did it in 1990, and and then rest is history, and then I am now in exile also. That is beside the point. But this is what is the facts. Why should a businessman who has got so much stakes in Kashmir leave Kashmir until there was a compelling reason? And the compelling reason was this only. And also that fact that, my father was very jittery about Pakistan in India, in the sense that he had himself and my elder brother had seen the Sikhs being killed in 1984 in Delhi. He was there, unfortunately, on the same day in 1984, when petrol was put on top of the Sardarjis on open roads and killed. And he was seeing from the hotels, and he would say, then he said, they are capable of doing this bombing. Huh? They do not spare the Sikhs. Why they will spare us? What they will spare us? So it is your duty, because I was a person who was doing liaison, and I had more networking capabilities as such, in the family I'm talking about. So he said, no, you have to go out. You have to set up a company outside. And that's how I came into Singapore. Then we expanded into Malaysia, then into Dubai. There's a different story. But this is what is the reason. So my family my life completely changed because of this, and I know it for sure, because my father would not do something like this, or I will not on a you know a person's advice who will be a person who was the chief minister of the state before this, and he was an advisor to VP Singh. Now, what better proof we could get from such something like that?